Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Storytime with Father Colin. Today we'll be reading The Three Questions. The Three Questions, written and illustrated by John Muth, based on a story by Leo Tolstoy, and published, I want to make sure I get the publisher here, by Scholastic Publishing in New York. So again, we're going to read from The Three Questions, written and illustrated by John J. Muth. I hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful, beautiful day. I'm recording this on Wednesday, May 13th. Ready? There once was a boy named Nikolai who sometimes felt uncertain about the right way to act. I want to be a good person, he told his friends, but I don't always know the best way to do that. Nikolai's friends understood, and they wanted to help him. If only I could find the answers to my 3 questions, Nikolai continued, then I would always know what to do. So here's Nikolai, right there. And I'm assuming these are his friends, a monkey, a dog, and a stork over here. So there he is. He's wondering how to be a good person. Do we ever think about that? Do we ever think about that ourselves? How do we be good people? So these are the 3 questions. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? And what is the right thing to do? When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? And what is the right thing to do? Nikolai's friends considered his first question. Then Sonia the heron spoke. To know the best time to do things, one must plan in advance. Gogol, the monkey, who had been rooting through some leaves to find something good to eat, said, "You will know when to do things if you watch and pay close attention." Then Pushkin, the dog, who was just dozing off, rolled over and said, "You can't pay attention to everything yourself. You need a pack to keep watch and help you decide when to do things. For example, Gogol, a coconut is about to fall on your head. Oh no!" So here is Sonia, the heron, Gogol, the monkey, and Pushkin, the dog. And look, there's that coconut about to fall on Gogol's head. Ah! There it is. So they each have different pieces of advice for Nikolai about that first question. When is the best time to do things? Nikolai thought for a moment. Then he asked his second question. Who is the most important one? Those who are closest to heaven, said Sonia, circling up into the sky. Those who know how to heal the sick, said Gogol, stroking his bruised noggin. Those who make the rules, growled Pushkin. So here's Nikolai asking his second question. Who's the most important one? There he is. And there's Sonia soaring, saying those are closest to heaven. There's Gogol nursing his wounded head. The coconut found it, remember? From last page. Those who can heal others, and those who make the rules, Pushkin thinks. Nikolai thought some more. Then he asked the third question. What is the right thing to do? Flying, said Sonia. Having fun all the time, laughed Gogol. Fighting, barked Pushkin right away. Then the boy thought for a long while. He loved his friends. He knew they were all trying their best to help him answer the questions, but their answers didn't quite seem right. So there's Sonia flying. There's Pushkin having some fun. Or there's Gogol, Gogol the monkey having some fun. And then Pushkin looking to get into a fight. Then an idea came to him, Nikolai that is. I know, he thought. I will ask Leo the turtle. He has lived a very long time. Surely he will know the answers that I am looking for. Nikolai hiked up into the mountains where the old turtle lived all alone. When Nikolai arrived, he found Leo digging a garden. The turtle was old, and digging was hard for him. I have 3 questions, and I came to ask your help, Nikolai said. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? And what is the right thing to do? So here's Nikolai going up the mountain to go see the turtle, Leo the turtle. There he is. And now here he finds Leo the turtle. And look, Leo's digging. Remember, Leo's old and digging's really hard for him. And so Nikolai asks him the 3 questions. Leo listened carefully, but he only smiled. Then he went on with his digging. Wow, that seems kind of rude. You must be tired, Nikolai said at last. Let me help you. The turtle gave him his shovel and thanked him. And because it was easier for a young boy to dig than it was for an old turtle, Nikolai kept on digging until the rows were finished. But just as he finished, the wind blew wildly and rain burst from darkened clouds. As they moved towards the cottage for shelter, Nikolai suddenly heard a cry for help. So here's Nikolai after he offers to help Leo with the trenches. And then this is the storm. So they're going to the cottage, and all of a sudden Leo hears a noise, hears a shout for help as the wind kicks up and the rain starts falling. I wonder who it could be. Running down the path, he found a panda whose leg had been injured by a falling tree. There's Nikolai hurrying down the path to help the panda, whose leg had been injured by that falling tree over here. There's the panda. Oh, he looks so cute, even though he's in pain. Carefully, Nikolai carried her into Leo's house and made a splint for her leg with a stick of bamboo. The storm raged on, banging at the doors and windows. The panda woke up. Where am I? She said. And where is my child? So here's Nikolai bringing this panda. Look at that. That looks like a heavy panda. Nikolai must be a strong boy, huh? And there's the panda waking up and saying, oh no, where's my child? Where is the child? Is Nikolai going to have to go back out into the storm? The boy ran out of the cottage and down the path. The roar of the storm was deafening. Pushing against the howling wind and drenching rain, he ran further into the forest. There he found the panda's child, cold and shivering on the ground. So there's Nikolai running out into the storm. It's very cold. It's very windy and stormy. And there's the little panda. See the little panda right there? There's a little panda right there, shivering from the storm. What's Nikolai going to do now? The little panda was wet and scared, but alive. Whew, had me worried there for a moment. Nikolai carried her inside and made her warm and dry. Then he laid her in her mother's arms. Leo smiled when he saw what the boy had done. See, there's the baby panda reunited with Mama. Thanks, Nikolai. And here's Leo. He's going to bring Nikolai a nice little hot cup of tea. I think Nikolai is about to get the answer to his questions, don't you? Don't you think he's about to get the answer to his questions? The next morning, the sun was warm, birds sang, and all was well in the world. The panda's leg was healing nicely, and she thanked Nikolai for saving her and her baby from the storm. At that moment, Sonia, Gogol, and Pushkin arrived to make sure everyone was all right. Nikolai felt great peace within himself. He had wonderful friends, and he had saved the panda and her child. But he also felt a little disappointed. He still had not found the answers to his 3 questions. So he asked Leo one more time. See, here's the panda and his mother. Big panda, little panda, thanking Nikolai, excuse me. And then there's his friends, Sonia, Gogol, and Pushkin, coming to visit him to make sure everything's okay. The old turtle looked at the boy. But your questions have been answered, he said. They have? Asked the boy. Yesterday, if you had not stayed to help me dig my garden, you wouldn't have heard the panda's cries for help in the storm. Therefore, the most important time was the time you spent digging the garden. The most important one at that moment was me, and the most important thing to do was to help me with my garden. Later, when you found the injured panda, the most important time was the time you spent mending her leg and saving her child. The most important ones were the panda and her baby. And the most important thing to do was to take care of them and make them safe. Remember then that there is only one important time, and that time is now. The most important one is always the one you are with. And the most important thing to do good is to do good for the one who is standing at your side. For these, my dear boy, are the answers to what is most important in this world. This is why we are here. I'm going to read that last bit again because I've done the last couple times. The moral of the story, the meaning, the purpose of the story, why it is this story, why am I telling this story to you? Remember then that there is only one important time, and that time is now. The most important one is always the one you are with. And the most important thing is to do good for the one who is standing at your side. For these, my dear friends, are the answers to what is most important in the world. So that was the 3 questions written and illustrated by John J. Muth. There you go. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Episode 3 of Storytime with Father Colin. Tune in again next week, and we'll continue to learn, we'll continue to read, and we'll continue to explore. Thanks, everyone, and God bless.